Biden does not run our country. I know this may be an unpopular opinion for some of you guys, but I want to show you facts, figures, numbers, logic. If you haven't watched my Target video, I'll put in the description down below, but Biden does not run our country. There is two ecosystems that run America and the global financial system. Now, many of you will say tinfoil hat right away, and many of you won't make it through this whole video. Because what you do is you take the first 5 seconds and you form an opinion and you go out and cause a narrative around that. And that's exactly why we're in this position. Remember, the television tells you a vision. It has a channel that channels information. And the programming is specifically designed to program you to believe a certain thing. But we're all doing the same thing. I'm sharing my opinion. And based on my opinion, you get a feeling and reaction and you go one way or the other. So this is not bad, good, or indifferent. The beautiful thing about social and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and the internet is we now have information to this. We know how details of this when our grandparents just had the television. So inside my Target video, breaking down Target, Kohl's, Disney, the North Face, I showed you that there's two companies that own all of them, BlackRock and Vanguard. Now we see things like, oh, are they going to raise the debt ceiling? I told you, they have to and they will. There's two companies, BlackRock and JP Morgan, that run the monetary system. It is not Biden running the monetary system. And I'm going to share with you why I think, it's only my opinion, of why this is true. So I'm first going to show you how much assets BlackRock has under management. Number 2 is I'm going to show you how much JP Morgan has of those assets. And number 3, I'm going to circle back and show you which companies own most of JP Morgan. Now, Jamie Dimon is touted as one of the top bankers in the world. Governments pick him up on speed dial when things are falling apart. There's two companies in America that they tap on when things are falling apart. In 2008, the Federal Reserve tapped BlackRock to balance out the markets. 2020, the Federal Reserve tapped BlackRock to balance out the markets. And in 2023, Janet Yellen had Jamie Dimon, head of JP Morgan, on speed dial to reach out when the banks were collapsing. Okay, so let's dive into the numbers. So this is BlackRock's assets under management. Since they balanced out the markets in 2008, you're going to see a massive increase. This is about $3 trillion under management. And as we've grown and quantitative easing got bigger, they now by 2021 had $10 trillion under management. I'm sure it's much larger now. So if you don't understand how large 10 trillion is, let me give you a look at the global markets. So this is GDP by country. So America has 25 trillion in GDP. That's all the gross domestic products in America. So BlackRock has half of that under management and half of China under management. Not half of the countries, but half money-wise under management. And they dominate every other country. So they have more assets under management than most countries in the world. And they have half of China and half of the United States. That's how large of an impact they have on the financial system. So put that into your notes. In 2017, JP Morgan to become custodian for $1 trillion in BlackRock assets. And if you pause this video for a moment, you can see the interconnected web starting in September 15th and JP Morgan's run into crypto when they told you cryptocurrency is a fraud. They're deep in cryptocurrency. So here's where they're taking us. AI. So JP Morgan launched an AI trading service that's like ChatGPT. BlackRock connected to Coinbase by Aladdin, which is a very sophisticated AI trading platform. You can see the crypto ecosystem here from JP Morgan, but let me show you something more interesting. It all goes back to the same two companies. This is JP Morgan. Remember when I showed you Target, Disney, the North Face, Kohl's? JP Morgan, top 2 owners, Vanguard and BlackRock. Coinbase, in the top 10, Vanguard and BlackRock. Do you remember in the Roman days, they put us in the Colosseum and got us drunk off the wine as a Trojan horse came in? You have access to all this information. So we do our investment strategies based on this information. We don't do it based on hype trains or meme coins or pump and dumps. We do it based on understanding that politics and money are extremely connected, and that the working middle class is going down to the working poor, and the wealth gap is going to be massive. There is going to be no middle ground. And that inflation is illegal taxation. And until we develop financial education, you and your family will be in the repetitive cycle over and over and over again. You'll be fighting against invisible enemies, placing blame on someone outside of yourself, a social class, a government, someone outside of yourself, not knowing the whole time that you've already been saved, that you already have the information, you already have all the tools and education to free your family. There just has to be one person in your timeline that draws a line in the sand and says enough is enough. I'm going to devote myself to rewiring the subconscious mind and the foundation. Everybody's showing you their Lambos and houses and cars, but they're not teaching you how to rewire the foundation. Because if you become rich quick, nothing's going to change other than your habits you have now are going to be worse. So what we do is we rewire the brain to wealth. We have devoted our lives to understanding how higher consciousness and connection for me to God and how money systems and money flow actually works, and that money is a currency, it's a frequency, and we use the tool for good. I don't know what other people are doing with their tools and their money. That's none of my business. My business is to pull the log out of my eye and let you worry about the straw in yours, because I know I have plenty of shit to work on myself. So I hope this information reaches you well. If you made it this far, comment warrior, because you truly are. You are the one that's going to shift the generation. Warriors! Let's get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys. Remember, I have to say this on every video. I will never proactively DM you. Those are all scammers. I won't contact WhatsApp, Telegram. I do not invest people's money. Never send anybody pretending to be me money. In my profile here, we have tons of free resources. My YouTube channel every single day. We have coaching programs if you're interested, but there's thousands of hours of free resources that could help you. From my family's heart to yours, I love you. We'll see you soon.